What's up, you guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Ask Alex Show. This is actually episode 94. Last week I said it was 94, it was actually 93, but this episode is episode 94. And thank you guys so much for keep coming back to watch this amazing episode. I'm so appreciative of all your love and your support. Real quick before we get into the show, guys, Real Debate Season 2 will be dropping next week, next Friday. So episode 1, where we have Ian Elliott Carter versus John Knight. Oh man, it's an amazing a match. The promo will come out this Friday, so I can't wait for you guys to watch that. But I couldn't do this show without my two amazing co-hosts, Ian and Jeremy. So Ian and Jeremy, how are you guys doing today?
I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew. Just kidding, that shit's nasty.
It is nasty. I'm doing good, Alex. I feel like I'm becoming more and more of a proper YouTube nerd every day. Because check it out. I got a Star Wars shirt on. It's almost a standard. You got to own a Star Wars shirt. And not only that, let me show you this new addition to my collection here, which makes me proper YouTuber. Mm-hmm. I got a pop toy. Yay!
Oh, okay. Is that it?
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, he said, is that it? Oh.
No. That's funny.
Is that it?
Oh, wow.
Classic Pennywise, too. Tim Curry Pennywise. Alex is not undermining and trivializing my collection. Ian.
Exactly.
I'm glad to be here.
That's dope. And I also see that awesome mega Godzilla toy back there, too. That's so dope.
I guaranteed that Mecha Godzilla is showing up in Kong versus Godzilla.
Man,
Smart money's on Godzilla.
I hope so, because that trailer was freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I should have did a trailer reaction, because when I watched it on my phone, I was like, oh my God,
nice.
I am hard right now. This is amazing. Man, but yes, I'm so glad I have my panel guy with me, guys. And if this is your very first time ever watching this show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell right next to it. That way you get your notifications every time we're releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. And guys, if you want your question or topic on this show, just send me an email at theaskalexshow@gmail.com. That's theaskalexshow@gmail.com. If you send your topic or question, you can potentially become a regular on the show, like Miss Iris Peoples.
Yes.
Who sends us amazing questions week after week after week. So I would love to have you guys' opinions and thoughts on the show. Before we jump in the show real quick, I also have some new merch. So check that out in the link in the description below. I'm wearing my Real Debate shirt. Oh man, I made it about like 3 weeks ago, and so far I've sold like 2. So if you want a shirt, just go to the link below. It's an amazing brand. So like I said, Real Debate Season 2 will premiere next week. So thank you guys so much for your love and support. Now let's go ahead and jump into the first question of the day. And speaking of Iris Peoples, she has our first question coming from Miss Iris.
Iris Peoples.
And she writes, hey Alex, it was just announced that Kevin Hart will be joining the Borderlands movie. What do you think about this casting, and do you think this will change the narrative of video game movies? Well, thank you for your question, Iris. So if you guys don't know, this episode will premiere on Thursday, but yesterday on Tuesday, I saw that Kevin Hart just signed on to this Borderlands movie. If anyone doesn't know what Borderlands is a popular video game that came out years ago, like right when the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 came out. I've played the first one. I've briefly played the second one. Essentially, I like to call it like a crazy cartoon Call of Duty game. It's basically a first-person shooter, but you can also add other weapons with it. There are different characters that you can play, but it's like a cartoony, crazy, end of the world vibe game, and it's actually kind of fun. Now, I've said on my channel, video game movies, there's some hits, there's some misses. Like I think Sonic is amazing. Jumanji's not really a video game movie, but it is a game movie. It's based off a board game. So Jumanji is a good movie. I can't really think of any. The last Tomb Raider movie was actually okay. I actually enjoyed it for what it was. The last video game movie that I hated was Assassin's Creed. So I hated that. And then also like Warcraft, I hated that as well. I'm hoping that this movie will change the narrative for video game movies. But if I'm being honest, Kevin Hart plays the same person in every single movie. So I guarantee you, when we see Borderlands, whatever that may look like, we're going to see Kevin with a gun, probably shooting himself, probably getting shot at, probably yelling and screaming like he did in Jumanji, probably getting blown up. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to make it seem like I'm crapping on Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart. His stick works every time in every movie. Like I love him in Ride Along 1 and 2, right? But I don't really see it as a major game changing because you have Kevin Hart. Like that doesn't excite me for it. And like I said, if you don't know the lore of Borderlands, people are not really going to watch it. Are people going to watch it now that Kevin Hart has joined to it? Of course, because Kevin Hart is a huge name. But watching Kevin Hart in literally every movie, his character is exactly the same. So that's how I feel about that in general. Ian, I'm not so sure if you've seen this news, but what do you think about Kevin Hart joining the Borderlands movie? And do you think it will change the narrative for comic book movie? I mean, video game movies as a whole.
Yeah, this news hit my radar. I don't really play much video games. I will kill anybody in N64, Super Smash Brothers, or GoldenEye. But other than that, yeah, challenge on, bitch. I'm just kidding. But other than that, I'm sorry to your audience. I'm not really diversified in this series. Kevin Hart's an amazing stand-up comedian. A lot of his movies are hit or miss. So what does he have to lose? I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts about that. I mean, I always support a funny black man that's doing his thing. So I'll check it out. So if I end up liking the movie and everyone's like, oh, he got the lore wrong and all the writing wrong, you could have fooled me. I don't fucking know. But you know, we'll see. I know that there's an audience probably with your community that does care or watch that stuff. So for me to contribute in this conversation, I don't know, but I do agree with a lot of what you said about Kevin Hart being typecast. So if he's gonna go and be Kevin Hart in a video game, I'm just gonna be like, oh, again, Kevin, switch it up, man. But that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I mean, Kevin Hart is essentially typecast when he's put in multiple movies. But Jeremy, have you ever played the game Borderlands, or if you're familiar with the game, or if not, what are your thoughts about the video game sphere? Like, will this change the narrative to video game movies?
We get asked the question about the narrative of the future of video game movies a lot, the video game movie curse. And I don't know, man. I don't know that this is going to be the one that changes the fact that there were so many subpar, mediocre ones before this. No, I haven't. I haven't played Borderlands. I'm fairly familiar with the lore. I know a bunch of cosplayers and people in the geek space that really like to dress up like the characters of Borderlands. I like the art style and the aesthetic. And one of the last things that screams to me is Kevin Hart. I don't know. It just like it doesn't sync with what I see of this kind of I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he's just not the first name that I would have thought of being assigned to this project. However, I do agree with Ian in that, like, I'm all for supporting a comedic black man coming in and doing good work, and that's precisely why I don't care about Kevin Hart being in Borderlands. Because let's be honest, he's just not for me.
That's good, man.
That's not my flavor of comedy. I do respect him. There are very few comics that are in his orbit. Like, that dude is next level. He sells out arenas. To me, he's about as funny as Joe Rogan, which is to say not at all.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan as well. Like, I like the dude's good enough. But yeah, I don't know, man. It already the comparison about Jumanji is like Kevin Hart is such a big personality that he has a tendency to outshine the people around him. So I fear that simply by putting Kevin Hart in Borderlands, you are essentially making it a Kevin Hart movie. And I just don't know that those two things sync up all that well. It's like the two great tastes that do they taste great together? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like what Ian said as well. Like I should leave my reservations on the table and hear from what the actual Borderlands fans think, because I wouldn't consider myself necessarily one of those. I do game a bit, but I have been off the wagon for a couple years now. The last console I owned was a PlayStation 3, so it's been over 10 years since the last time I owned a console, or right around 10 years. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's funny you timed this when you did, and I'm sure it was completely coincidental, but there's a new Honest trailer dedicated to the Street Fighter the movie, which it's awful. It's awful. Double Dragon is awful. Super Mario Brothers, awful. Like you said, Assassin's Creed, like just go down the list, man. The Mortal Kombat adaptation in the 90s was like the closest to a good one that I can think of. And even it, yeah, I agree, Alex. Even it's trash.
Is Sonic the Hedgehog the best comic? I mean, is Sonic the Hedgehog the best video game movie?
It's a good question, man.
In my opinion, I mean, that's a great question to open up to the floor. But in my opinion, I can't think of anything else that's better than that.
I think I might have to go with Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, I mean, not even like the best movie of all time, but like it's enjoyable.
Exactly. I haven't even seen it.
Really?
Oh man,
I need to watch it. It sounds
okay.
Like
it's so much fun. Like it's not. When I watch Sonic, I don't think I think I did a Sonic review, but I think what I said in the review is that Sonic in itself does not reference that much from the game. It's literally its own individual story. Mm-hmm. So you're not swarmed by these different Sonic characters. It's no Sonic dealing with the real world. That's it. And it's so much fun and funny. But to your point, yeah, I mean, Kevin Hart, I love what Kevin Hart has done in the movies and the things that he's been able to do. But even the last special that he did that we all talked about on Ian's channel, I was just like, it's not, and him being in Borderlands, like what Jeremy said, like if you see the artwork, if you see the scenery, I don't see Kevin Hart really fitting in that. That's why I said, like, what are you doing there? You're gonna blow up. Like when I seen Kevin Hart and Hobbs and Shaw, like the first thing I said in the theater, I was like, what the fuck are you doing there?
That threw me off too when I saw that. I was just like, okay, that's Kevin Hart. I don't care what his name on the credit says. That's Kevin Hart.
Exactly.
On a plane.
Exactly. Weird. And now but that's a whole new conversation. But yeah, like what are you doing in these different type of movies? I don't know, but what do you guys think? Do you guys who are Borderlands fans who love the game, do you think this is a great development? Do you think this will change the narrative of the video game space? Just jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. And let's go ahead and jump into the next question. And the next question is a really fun question that I can't wait to get my guys' opinions on. But this question comes from a Larry Matthews, and he writes, hey, Alex, after the events of WandaVision episode 3, do you think Wanda could be the main villain in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Well, thank you for your question, Larry. I'm not gonna lie, and it's funny. Me and Jeremy had a conversation about this on last week's episode about just what is going to happen with this series. The first 2 episodes, I said that I was kind of semi underwhelmed, but it kept me interested. After watching episode 3, and Geraldine's like, your brother was killed by Ultron, and what it's not what Scarlet Witch says, it's her face that instantly changes. And I was just like, okay, this heifer is aware that this shit is not real. Like, she's in control of all of this shit. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's fucking with Vision. She's fucking with these neighbors. And the neighbors, I think they're aware that this is not real at all. Like, and when Larry asked this question, I was just like, Scarlet Witch is in the movie and they never announced who the villain was or what the antagonist is. I think there's a big possibility, depending on how this series ends, that she could be the main villain of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Because this is very clear that she's in a reality that she's created, or in a multiverse, if you will, that she's probably a part of, that maybe she created or not. and she just throws Geraldine, I want to say, back to Earth 1 or to our main reality. And all I can't wait to say is that I can't wait for Friday, because I can't wait to see where they're going to take episode 4. But it's very intriguing every time I watch it. Now, Jeremy is a fan of this show.
Hey, real quick, can I get this question? Because I'm gonna probably have to leave in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Let me just throw this out there.
Oh yeah. Ian, what do you think about episode 3 of WandaVision?
I loved it. I didn't think I was underwhelmed like you did, but it didn't really hook me. Like the first 2 episodes, but like the ending of episode 3 did definitely hook me. I'm like, yo, this is turning into a horror movie. This is turning into a suspense thriller. And that's one of my favorite genres. And I like where Marvel's going with this. It's not really that predictable like some of the other movies could be. And I think that she might be the villain in the Doctor Strange movie? Well, let's look at what Kevin Feige said. Kevin Feige said that the events in this movie are going to transition into the Doctor Strange movie. I have a theory from a YouTuber that I actually listened to this morning, his Screen Crush. He says that he thinks that Doctor Strange is going to make an appearance in this show, which is not far-fetched because he's making an appearance in like all the other movies coming up. And that we all know that these next movies all are going to be multiverse. Like it's pretty much confirmed it's all going to be multiverse. And I do think she might be a villain, like, not trying to be. It might be like a Hulk situation where they got to calm her the fuck down because, this girl's going through a lot of stress and mental health and all that stuff. So unintentionally, yes, they might have to reach the hand out and say, hey, big guy, sun's getting low. That might be the situation we're dealing with. Like, hey, do not wipe out all humans or whatever, her powers could be, calm the hell down. We're here. We're your family. We'll help you out. So I think it's going to be that situation, and the government's going to be like, yeah, she's that threat that we warned you all about, and Doctor Strange is going to have to be that mediator. But I'm looking forward to it, like having a hero be the villain. It's not a new trope, but like for her to be like crazy power like that, it could be a very, very situational event in Doctor Strange that it could bring a lot of damage to the universe.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that as well. Jeremy, what do you think about episode 3? And do you think she could be the main villain of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
1,000% she's going to be the villain of Doctor Strange. I am hedging my bets that she ends up being the villain of Phase 4. I don't know that they'll do that because phases are long, and even you look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, they had multiple villains in that. So it's possible that in Doctor Strange we're going to get Scarlet Witch and we're going to get some other villain. I don't believe that. I think that they're building to the MCU proper version of the Phoenix Saga, which they botched over and over with the Fox X-Men franchise. This very much feels like it's going that way. She's a class E or a class 5, whatever I say, I'm going to say it wrong, but she's one of the most powerful mutants in the comic books. Obviously, she's not a mutant in the MCU. However, we're starting to see how powerful she is. First of all, Geraldine is a freaking baddie, dude. I don't know who that actress is, but man.
Oh yeah, I looked at her the other day. I was like, man, she's fun as hell.
She really is. She really is. And obviously, I mean, Elizabeth Olsen as well. But that's that's nothing to do with the narrative. I'm curious because, like Alex, you just now said she got kicked out of her version of reality into another reality. I was talking to Jen. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she kind of proposed the idea that maybe that town that they're in, I can't think of what it's called right now, maybe Wanda has taken over that town and molded all of the real people in that town into being these archetypal characters. I figured it was all going on in her head. What do you guys think about that theory? Is it one or the other, or is there some other shit going on?
Hey, both theories are dope.
Ian, why don't you take them? Because I know you have to go in like a couple minutes.
Yeah. Both theories are dope. I've heard actually both theories as well. I have a feeling like the dream sequence thing, like, her imagining this, because there's a lot of clues, like those commercials, they seem like they could be her parents that are the ones talking about this stuff, and she's just like repressing old memories and just reshaping them into different things. So that's I think that's a very good possibility. But I do think these are obviously human beings that are brainwashed or just like they can't move, they're trapped. There's also a theory that they all might be dead. Of course, the biggest one to back that up is Vision's there hanging out, and we all know he's dead. So and Mephisto, I think, is the devil in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
These all might be people that are just in what's that phase,
purgatory or something.
This all might be some type of purgatory for people that are dead already. So there's plenty of theories that are all very good. You know, I can't even pick one. So I like both of those theories, man.
Yeah. Before I get my theory, Ian, where can we find you on social media and YouTube?
You could find me at I_controversy on Instagram or Twitter. But most importantly, holla at me on YouTube, youtube.com/thecontroversy. And we do live streams every Wednesday. And we will talk some of that WandaVision on my show today. Every Wednesday, we do a recap. So holla at me, baby.
Awesome. We'll see
Crazy.
you later, man.
Right.
You have a good time, man.
Hey, good luck, buddy. Fellas. Peace.
Peace, bro. But
all right, Alex, what do you think, man?
Oh yeah, listen, I think that I never considered that until Jeremy just said that. If I'm being honest, I've never considered that. And the reason why I never considered it, because at first, like we discussed before, I thought it was in her head, or I thought somebody was like fucking with her, like because someone keeps saying to her Wanda, but we didn't get that in episode 3. But that theory that you brought up, I'm just like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, because I feel like if Wanda was really in control as I think she may be, I think that the neighbors and Vision wouldn't be like, you know, something isn't right. Because there was a scene where Vision says there's something isn't right, and then it does like a glitch. Fun fact, when that glitch happens, I thought there was something wrong with my TV.
Yeah, I experienced that.
I was
as well.
but I was just like, oh, this is part of the show. So I actually like that theory. So that could be it, like where she's around in a town and she has these things surrounded. But I find it odd that when Geraldine got thrown out of that reality or wherever she is, she's like on a military base, like where there's helicopters and tanks and stuff. So I don't know. That's actually a really cool theory. I never really thought about that until just now.
Dude, or maybe they're using barf technology and Sword has created, because Sword came up in Far From Home, maybe Sword, which is basically the space version of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe they've created this huge safe zone for her to exist in, and they're like trying to slowly trigger her memories, because Geraldine's the one that brings up the Ultron thing. And dude, like you said, man, it's so intense, because not only does her facial expression change, but all of a sudden that Sokovian accent came back. And I was watching it with some friends the other day, and one of my good buddies is like, didn't she have a foreign accent? Whatever happened to the foreign accent? I'm like, wait for it, because narratively it plays into it. Of course, she would have this very mid-Atlantic accent in the 1940s, 1950s as an actress, like a Lucille Ball type character. But then as she starts to remember who she really is, that accent starts coming back. And the minute that she's like, what did you just say about Pietro? I was like, oh, here we go. And that's just starting to set off the amount of she's going full Dark Phoenix, man. I think by the end of this series, she's going to be firmly planted as like, oh, wow, Wanda just now came uncaged. So I can't wait to see it, man. I'm here for it.
I can't wait to see it either. And it's like, I echo everything that he just said, because I it's not like people keep saying, like, when she was like, what did she say? It was never about what she said. It was just that shift and the way the filmmakers capture it. It's like she was happy that she gave birth, but the moment she heard the word Ultron and her brother's death, her face changes.
Yes.
And I even said it in front of my wife. I was like, oh shit. Like somebody's about to die. Like that's what I thought was about to happen. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Wanda will be the main villain of Doctor Strange? Or to Jeremy's point, do you think that she may be like a Dark Phoenix of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Just jump into the comment section below and let us know. Joining us yet again is Mr. Ian Elliott Carter from The Controversy. He's back with us. We had to take a minor break through our Zoom, but he's back with us, so he'll be joining us for the last topic. But let's go ahead and jump back into the last topic of today. And the last topic, oh wow, my phone just cut out on me. Okay, last topic comes from a Shane Jackson. And Mr. Jackson writes, oh wow, I said that like Michael Jackson's writing me. Okay, Mr. Shane Jackson writes, hey guys, what are your guilty pleasure movies that you love that most people hate? Thanks for taking my question. Oh man, guilty pleasure movies. Well, first of all, thank you for sending your question, Shane. Um, so there's one movie that I watched as a kid called Brink on Disney. It's now on Disney Plus.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know if that's a movie that people hate though. Like I really, really enjoy that movie. It's like a skating movie for like kids, and well, they're not kids, they're teenagers, and it's a lot of cool callbacks for that movie. A lot of nostalgia. But if I had to say there was one movie that I love that most people hate, it would probably be Man of Steel. I actually I never understood why people hate that movie. I never understood that. I mean, I think it's a beautifully told Superman story that we've never seen before. And I think that, you know, Christopher Nolan was attached to the first movie, so he did produce that movie, and Zack Snyder did what he could with that movie. And I thought it was in a beautifully told story. I do think there's some problems, yes, but it doesn't raise to the level of concern for me. I thought it was a great starting point for the DCEU. Then we got Batman vs Superman. Then we got Justice League. Then we got all this other.
Then we got Wonder Woman, that stupid ass movie. Sorry.
Then we got Wonder Woman. So it's just we got a lot of craziness afterwards. But I have to say, I really enjoyed Man of Steel. Ian, what about you? What are your guilty pleasure movies that you love that most people hate?
Hey, to comment on what you said though, I used to be one of those Superman Man of Steel haters, and then I rewatched it like later on. That is a very good movie. Like it's very underrated. So, if you hated Man of Steel when it came out, give it another shot. Seriously, I was one of those people. It's a really good movie. So one that I actually enjoyed that a lot of people hate would be damn, I just had it. Well, Suicide Squad would be one. I don't love it, but you know, it's okay. And I think there was another one. Shit, I just went blank. I'm so sorry, guys. But I'll go with Suicide Squad at them. Oh, Last Jedi. Last Jedi is monumentally hated by a lot of fandoms, but I think it's just because it's my theory of why people hate that movie is because we had a lot of expectations, like fan theories. Theories were out the yin yang when after Force Awakens came out. Who is Rey's parents? What is Kylo Ren gonna do? How is Luke gonna do? It's like the theories and theories and theories piled up. And Ryan Johnson looked at all those theories and was like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And you know, I respect that. You know, it might be contradicting to some type of the lore of Star Wars. But at the end of the day, if you look at it through a lens of a film, it's actually a great movie. And take away the Casino Planet shit, that was so dumb. But other than that, like with the Rey and Luke stuff and the Kylo Ren and Luke stuff, and the Kylo Ren and Rey stuff, it's an amazing movie. And I think it fairly gets unfairly gets bashed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually like Last Jedi too. My only criticism for that movie is that I felt like they made Luke a little bit too comical. But that's Disney, so almost every movie is comical with Disney. But Jeremy, what is your guilty pleasure movie that you love that people hate?
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson, but I am for real. I have made an entire life off of watching movies that other people hate. So my list is basically like everything you could think of, man. I love the Godzilla movies. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th sequels. I like a lot of the Michael Myers Halloween sequels.
Oh, those are trash. Oh God, that is garbage.
Puppet Master, Doll Man versus the Demonic Toys, anything Stuart Gordon did, like Reanimator, Bride of the Reanimator, Castle Freak. The list goes on and on, man. I really like Larry Cohen's movies, in particular, Q the Winged Serpent, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I mean, dude, like, if it's a bad horror movie, chances are pretty good that I love it. And, like, yeah, I'm a big Godzilla fan, and I myself can acknowledge, like, Mostly not great movies, but very fun to watch. I mean, hell, The Room is one of my favorite movies to watch with a group of friends. It's not good, but I really enjoy bonding over the bad. I think there's something just inherently fun about watching really silly, cheesy movies and laughing at them, making fun of them while you're watching them, kind of riffing over it, because it's an experience, and it's totally different than an experience of like, going and watching a beloved franchise in a theater full of people where everybody's like tuned in and in sync and vibing and like feeling it. But then there's the other thing where you're like looking at it and you can see the seams and the prosthetics, or the continuity's all messed up because the chick's shirt was wet in this scene and then she's completely, miraculously dry in the second, and you notice this kind of stuff and you call it out, and it's fun. So yeah, good bad movies are one of my favorite things.
Awesome. That's actually really that's actually really cool. Oh man, that's the first time I heard someone say that they like the Halloween sequels, because that oh my god, they're not even scary. Go ahead, Ian.
What Jeremy said really just spoke to me. Maybe I should calm the fucking down with the Wonder Woman 84 hate.
Yes.
Maybe I should,
yes, you should.
just enjoy the social commentary of having movies and stuff like that. Maybe I was heartbroken, but he's right. I love the Saw series too. A lot of people don't like every last movie. I think every last movie is great. I enjoy it, but I've watched a clip. What was that clip we watched with the terrible movie that was on your channel?
Fateful Findings by Neil Breen.
Dude, that was one of the best 5 minutes of 2020.
It was fun.
It was fun just having that back and forth with you. So I can see why Jeremy has that outlook on movies like that.
That's dope. That's why we always say here is, movies are subjective. Like,
for sure.
If I don't like it, that doesn't mean that the whole world doesn't have to like it. I mean, there are a lot of things that people love. There are a lot of things that I love that other people hate. So, it's a lot of cool things. So thank you for your question, Shane. That actually made me really think about, what movies I like and the movies I like that most people don't like. So thank you for your question. Before we wrap this up real quick, I want to get my guys' real quick thoughts on the Kong versus Godzilla trailer. I didn't have the opportunity to do a trailer reaction because ironically I was at work when it dropped. So
let's do one now.
Yeah, we're just gonna react to it from our thoughts. And what do you guys think? So I'm gonna pass it to Jeremy. Jeremy, as a Godzilla fan, what did you think about this trailer?
So first of all, the last time that Godzilla and King Kong faced off against each other was 1962. It's been quite a while since the last time. We're looking like 60 years back in time, and that is not a great movie. Again, it's fun to watch. I really enjoy watching the way that Kong and Godzilla, these men in rubber suits, fight each other. There's a scene where Kong like picks up a tree and is trying to stuff it down Godzilla's throat. It's like it's the funniest looking shot. But anyways, I am of two minds about the newer Godzilla and Kong Skull Island movies, and that is like, dude, it is so awesome to finally see these characters iconic, super iconic, but fully realized in a way that's realistic, to see 2014's Godzilla and be like, wow, the VFX people and the concept artists, they really went all in and they found something that was both true to the original character while also seeming biologically viable, especially compared to a lot of the other Godzillas that we've seen throughout the years. It kept the kind of man in a suit aesthetic while updating it and making it just seem like it, as real as a monster like that could be. So when I saw King of the Monsters, it was so great to see King Ghidorah and Rodan and Mothra brought to life in that same way. But I've had mixed feelings about the movies because when it's a Toho movie, which is the Japanese production studio that did all the original Godzilla films that own the rights to the franchise, when it was those, they're making them on like $50,000 budgets and it's all miniature models they're destroying. So there's a certain cheesy charm in that, and when you watch it you're like, oh yeah, it's clearly just people destroying miniature cities. But so all of that said to say that when I saw the Kong versus Godzilla trailer, I've got this part of me that's like, oh dude, it's gonna be so badass to see these two creatures fight each other, and especially the versions of them that we're seeing. Kong's got a beard and a freaking battle axe. It's super dope. But they put this weird, like, early 2000s, like, almost like rap rock song. It reminds me of that song, click, click, boom. I'm coming down with the new style. Let you know. It's like some whack shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh no.
Triple X.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
I hope that this is more Kong Skull Island or the original Godzilla than I do hope it's like Pacific Rim 2. And I was getting some serious Pacific Rim 2 vibes. And that's not my favorite, even though there are some.
That movie's trash.
Oh, yeah, it just ain't good. It felt more Power Rangers than this. But
don't get Alex started on Power Rangers.
No, I know. Well, this will never end. But there is a shot very early in the beginning where this monster is seen kind of cruising overhead. And I had a friend that was like, "Did you notice?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "In the first couple seconds of the trailer." So I rewatched it and I'm slowing it down, watching it frame by frame. And I was like, "Oh shit, there's an underview of Mechagodzilla real early in the trailer." So I suspect that they've got a Mechagodzilla and they're using it to basically defame the real Godzilla. I don't think that's Godzilla fighting Kong. I think that's the robot version of Godzilla with like a exosuit on, similar to what the Terminators did. I'm stoked about it. I doubt it's going to be a great movie. I'm probably going to love the hell out of it.
Oh wow! I said in our group chat, I said this is probably one movie that maybe will get me back to the theaters. I'm not so sure yet, but Ian, you saw this trailer, man. What did you think about it?
I'm all for it. I'm excited for it. The trailer was awesome. I enjoyed that click pull that Jeremy just did. It did remind me of the late '90s. That was pretty funny. But I didn't like the last Godzilla movie. I thought it was just like the writing was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I can take away my ridiculous writing bias out for a fun like popcorn fighting movie. There's one thing I saw actually today from the new Rockstars when they did a trailer breakdown. Did you know that axe that Kong has is actually the spike from Godzilla?
Nah,
I thought he like.
Yo, he broke it down. Like that scene where he's going at him like a Dragon Ball fight where Godzilla's spitting at him and he's going at him with the axe. The axe part is one of his spikes.
That makes sense.
Really interesting. So that's why it can deflect it. I was just like, what can deflect that like that? But that's actually his spike. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. He's beating his ass with his own body. That's very disrespectful. I'm excited for it. I think one of the main things. Now, will I like it? That's another thing because I was excited. I was excited to see Batman versus Superman my whole life, and I was fairly broken. So hopefully this won't be and this is the joke that everybody's saying. Hopefully both of their parents won't be Mothra, yeah. So but I'm excited. I'm very I'm excited to see just that CGI fight. Just from the commercial just looks like awesome. Like the groundbreaking stuff, like Jeremy said, from 1962 to 2021, it blows my mind. Like I'm excited to see what another 20 years will show us. Like, will we actually get a lizard guy and a gorilla fighting? And we'll be so confused if it's real or not. But it looks good. I'm excited.
Yeah, it really looks good. My only criticism, it seems like the Kong in this movie, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but does Kong look different than he did in Kong Skull Island?
Well, yeah, the first one happened in the 70s, I think.
No, I'm talking about the new rendition of Kong Skull Island. Like
Ian's still right though. Like in the timeline, it took place in the 70s.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I'm like, I was like losing my mind. I'm like,
no, he's a way bigger. Yeah.
He is way bigger. He's got the beard. He looks older. I don't know how those things age, but that's the way they're gonna play it. But then, like Ian said, it's also like he's 3 times bigger or something crazy, like he's huge compared to he was in the other. I'm sure they'll have some sort of explanation from it. Ian, you just now blew my mind with the dorsal fin thing. And as I'm looking at the toys and the pictures, it's clear that it's a broken off dorsal plate from Godzilla. That's cool.
That's pretty badass, ain't it? I didn't even think about it. And it wasn't until I saw that video, I was like, wow, I didn't even notice that. That's really cool.
It was Holden Hardman in that new Rockstars video, right? Eric Voss looks just like Holden. I don't care what anybody says.
It's like the evil version of Holden, or is Holden
the same dude?
Version of Eric?
Holden's definitely the evil version. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite channels. Like seriously, if you guys haven't checked it out, not to plug someone else's channel, watch Momentum Media for sure. But like, if you want to see like trailer breakdowns, New Rockstars is really good
for sure.
Yeah, definitely dope. But yeah, when I saw it, I was just like, oh my God. My favorite scene in that whole thing And people keep saying that their favorite scene is like Khan actually punching um, um, Godzilla, which I thought was cool. But I think my favorite scene is when he does take the axe and he's going after Godzilla. But my favorite human scene when that one of the main characters was like, Khan bows down to no one.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit. Like, I cannot wait for this movie. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Kong versus Godzilla? Man, this is going to be an amazing movie. At least I hope it is. Can't wait to watch it. Just jump to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And that's our show today, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Ask Alex. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get all the updates every time I'm releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. Jeremy, where can we find you on YouTube and social media?
Check out Movies Are Terrible on YouTube. Got videos coming out every week. In fact, Alex inspired me last week to make a Game of Thrones trivia video. So I've got the questions written. I just need a couple of Game of Thrones aficionados to come in and play. I might have some people lined up, but I appreciate the suggestion, Alex. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then check out Jeremy Be Terrible on social media.
Awesome. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Jeremy's a huge Game of Thrones fan. And I just always wondered why he never did trivia. So now I can't wait to watch the video when he puts it together. So I think that's going to be amazing. And Ian, where can we find you yet again on social media and YouTube?
Mike Jones. Again, please follow me on I_controversy at Instagram or Twitter. But most importantly, please holler at me on my YouTube channel, The Controversy. And yeah, join the conversations. We all have similar takes on things, but we all have different takes on things. Let's talk. Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing content. He just put out a very interesting video. Did Scar eat
good stuff
Mufasa? And it's very compelling evidence that this motherfucker ate his brother. I don't know. That probably could have happened. I don't know. But, definitely check out that video. And guys, stay tuned for this Friday. Real Debates promo will come out. And then next week will be the first match you'll see. We had an amazing time shooting this season. We're still shooting the rest of season 2, but it's been so much fun. So I can't wait for you guys to check that out. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And as always, you have a blessed day.